What's going on, guys? This is Nate from the Scrub Academy welcoming you to our next deck profile here on the channel. Today we are featuring my Volcanic deck that I took to the feature match last week. Now last week I was playing a different version of this deck. I tested it out, made some changes, and today we are profiling the new and improved Volcanic deck that I'm playing, the Snake Eyes Volcanic FTK deck. Last week I wasn't playing the FTK version of the deck, and I was playing different ratios in the Snake Eyes versions, as well as playing some Kashtira cards that were just causing some bricks that we do not want to have to deal with. So today we're going to be jumping into my Volcanic deck profile, and we'll go ahead and explain the Volcanic cards because a lot of people don't really know those, and we'll go ahead and explain the ratios, etc. along the way. So let's go ahead, we're going to jump into that. The first card we're going to be talking about is the Volcanic Trooper. Now if you don't know what that is, it's the searcher of the deck. It can search any Volcanic card from your deck to your hand. You can also discard a card to make a bond token on your opponent's side of the field. Shuts off that imperm, shuts off that evenly, as well as being able just to get everything else going with your deck. Next up, we are playing one of our main discards. This is the 3 shell, the Volcanic Shell. If it's in the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points per card and add another Volcanic Shell to your hand. So if one's in the grave, you can add the next one, discard that off something else, pay another 500 for that card, add another one in your hand. Helps that deck thin and helps give you that free discard fodder if you really need to have that. It's also a level 1, and this deck loves level 1s. Next up, we are playing the 3 Volcanic Scattershot. Everybody's favorite card when it comes to going into time. Burn your opponent for 500 life points if it goes to the graveyard. But also, if you're playing 3 of these, and not just the one for time, you can send 2 other Scattershot to the grave in Chain Link 2 to go ahead and blow up your opponent's field, and then each one of those in this next separate chain will deal for 500 as well. So you end up actually burning for 1500 and nuking your opponent's field. And a lot of people don't even realize that secondary effect of nuking the opponent's field because everybody's just so used to everybody playing this in time. Next up, we are playing another searcher. This is the Volcanic Rocket. Not as good as the Volcanic Trooper, but this one can add the Blaze Accelerators to your hand. So Blaze Accelerator Reload, Volcanic Blaze Accelerator, and just a regular Blaze Accelerator. It's also not once per turn though. That's the one good thing about this, is it's not once per turn. So if they ash it or something like that and you're able to get into like a Promethean Princess, you can bring it back and then it activates effect again and get that search off, and they kind of wasted that ash. Next up, we're playing 2 Rimfire. It's another discard target, as well as it has cool effects with it. This card can, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to send another Volcanic monster to the grave. So you can send your Volcanic Emperor, you can send your Shell, you can send anything that you really need to when it comes to the Volcanic cards, as well as being able to, a second effect, which both of those are once per turn, but you can activate both of them in the same turn. You can banish a Blaze Accelerator card from either your graveyard or your field, and activate another one from your deck. So you can banish the Volcanic Blaze Accelerator from the field, activate another one of those if you need to, because the special summon off that is not once per turn. Or you can go ahead and like activate the Blaze Accelerator Reload if you have the Scattershot in your hand and you want to nuke their field. The last Volcanic monster in the deck we are playing is the 2 Emperor. Now Emperor, you can banish 3 Pyros from your graveyard or a Blaze Accelerator card from either the field or the graveyard. And you can special summon this card, and when it's summoned, you'll burn your opponent for 500 damage per banished Pyro. So if you're banishing 3 of those from the grave to activate its effect, after you'd already banished that Rimfire to send it to the grave in the first place, now you're banishing it for 4 of those Pyros, which is 2000 damage. And then you can set that Volcanic trap to your field. The one that we play is the Emission, and that has 2 different effects. We'll get into that in a second. All right, now we're playing 1 brick. We're playing the 1 Blaze Accelerator. You got to play this because we are playing the 3 Blaze Accelerator. The Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. So to activate this, you have to send the regular Blaze Accelerator from the deck to the graveyard. So you have to have that. Once you get one of those onto the field though, you can go ahead and use the Rimfire to banish one on the field or in the graveyard to activate another one from the deck. So you only really need that one, and you just hope that you don't open it. So this card's really cool. You can, once per turn, per card, special summon a Volcanic monster from your hand to the field. So you can special summon any of the Volcanics that you have in your hand. Like say you have Shell, you can special that Shell, do some link plays with it. If you have Rimfire that you get sent to the grave, you can banish the current Volcanic Blaze Accelerator on your field, and then activate another one from deck, so then you can actually do that again. You can start special summoning again. This other effect is you can send 1 level 1 monster, so it doesn't have to be a Volcanic, to the graveyard targeting 1 monster in your opponent's field, and destroy it. Usually you're sending either the Shell or the Rimfire just to get their effects going. Next up for the traps, we're playing the 2 Blaze Accelerator Reload. During the main phase, you can discard a Volcanic card to draw a card, just during the main phase, and then you can also banish it to send a Volcanic to the grave from the graveyard. So like say it gets sent to the graveyard by some reason, maybe they have Twin Twister, they have some other kind of spell trap destruction, and it gets sent to the graveyard, you can banish it and then send a Volcanic monster to the grave. So if you want to, you can banish it, and it's a good way to get to the Scattershots. And then the last trap of the Volcanic version we're playing the 1 Volcanic Emission. Now this card, you can activate its effect, you can either special summon or add to hand a volcanic monster, and then return to the hand in the end phase, or its primary effect use in our deck is target 1 pyro on the field, either yours or your opponent's. If it's your opponent's, deal damage equal to the attack of the monster, or if it's yours, deal half of the attack to the damage to the opponent. So you can like set this off of your Emperor, then activate it during your opponent's draw phase, and then get your 1550 damage. So that's how you kind of initiate that FTK. We do have some honorary volcanic cards here. We got the Fire Ejection. Fire Ejection, you can send one pyro? Yeah, send 1 pyro from the deck to the graveyard, usually a Rimfire, to activate or to summon a bomb token on your opponent's side of the field. Again, shuts off those evenly, shuts off the imperms, and allows you to kind of continue your plays that way. Allows you to get that shell to the grave so you can add 1 to your hand, or it sends the Rimfire to the grave to activate its effect, etc, etc. Next up, we do have 2 Fire Recovery. I'm not sure why a lot of people aren't playing more of this card. You can discard 1 card, special summon 1 pyro, I believe, or is it 1 fire? Just start 1 fire. Just start 1 fire in your graveyard, and then send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. You can do special summon that target a monster. And then you can also banish this to shuffle back 3 of your banished pyros, and then draw a card. So you can like banish your 3 Scattershot, summon your Emperor, and then burn for 15 for those. And then you can banish this to shuffle those back and then draw a card, and have those back in the deck if you want to keep using those. Usually you're not going to, but it is a possibility if you need to. And that is the entire portion of the volcanic part of the deck. It was quite a lot. Hopefully you understood those. Hopefully I talked fast enough. Hopefully this isn't a long video. Moving on, we're going to be covering the Snake Eyes. You've got the 1 Ash, the 1 Oak, the 1 Birch, and the 1 Poplar. A lot of people are playing 3 Ash. I feel like in this deck it's not necessary. These are just kind of a secondary engine. It's not your main engine. If you see them, great. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. You are focusing more on that volcanic side of it. Poplar's going to add your spells to your hand. Birch, if you have a fire in your hand, or on the field, you can just special summon it, so that's kind of cool. Next up, we are playing the 2 Flamberge. I was playing just 1 of those. Now I'm playing 2. I just felt like it was a lot more beneficial when we're using these for our combo plays, and you'll see those on Thursday. Next up, we have the Honorary Snake Eyes card. This is the Jet Synchron. We're using this now because everybody knows that Barone is gone, so we can go ahead and use this to go into like our Dissipator plays. So, Honorary Snake Eye card. Next up, we do have the 2 spells. We've got the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, as well as the Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. I'm still working on those Snake Eye combos, but hopefully we will get those down in time for the next time we're on the feature match. Next up, we have the FTK portion of it. So we have the Awakening of the Possessed Inari. So you can send, you can summon this from your deck, and it's not an activated effect, it just happens. You have to send 1 level 4 lower fire monster and then a spellcaster. So you can use one of your level 1s to go into the Anima, which is a spellcaster. Then any one of your level 4 lower fires. Send those to the grave, special summon this. You can target 1 monster in your opponent's field and burn your opponent for the damage equal to that attack. And then when it leaves the field, you can go ahead and add the Spiritual Fire Art Kunari to your hand. And this card allows you to tribute a fire monster and then deal the damage equal to the attack. So that's just going to get you all of those FTKs going there for you. We also play 2 of the Heat of the Fire Channeler. Really, really cool card. A lot of people aren't playing this. You can discard this card and another fire. Usually want to send your Shell, your Rimfire, any of your level 1s that have low attack, because you discard this and that card, and then you add 1 fire monster from your deck to your hand with greater attack than the one discarded with this card. So if you're sending that Shell, really good to be able to search pretty much anything in the deck. Then we are playing 3 of the Kashtira Fenrir. This is kind of a what are you doing type situation. I did take out the rest of the Kashtira portion of the deck, but I just felt like this was too good to keep in here, or to take out, because if you just put something like this, that puts a lot of pressure on your opponent to have to deal with this. They have to try and play around that banish face down at any time when you want to, when they activate a monster effect, as well as being able to use this plus the Jet to go into the Omega, and then later on being able to go into this Dissipator, bring back that Omega. We're not playing the Diabell Star, so this is our level 7. Good removal as well. Next up, we are playing the 3 Bonfire. It's literally a fire deck. You have to play the 3 Bonfire. I was playing it without it, but luckily I was able to borrow these. Thank you, Ben. And I feel like it works way better now, and there's just more synergy to it, and I would never play it without those again. Next up, we're playing the 2, we got the 2 Triple Tactics Talents. If you notice, we aren't playing any hand traps in this deck. That's because we're not focusing on the hand traps trying to stop your opponent. We're trying to FTK them or just beat them outright. This will allow you to continue on with your plays and not to deal with their hand traps. Or if they get hand trap you with one of them, you can go ahead and look at their hand, get rid of whatever's in their hand that might be problematic to you, and then continue on with your plays. Because this deck can really play through a lot of hand traps, as long as they don't nib you with you have nothing on your hand or no follow-up. The last two cards we are playing is the one Called by the Grave. Again, we're trying to play through all their hand traps. This will allow you to do that. We don't have room for any kind of other negation of their effects, so that'll have to do for us. And then the 1/1-for-1. And that is the entire main deck. It is 50 cards. Kind of a lot going on there. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about that, leave them in the comment section below. That way we can talk about that later on. But let's go ahead. We're going to jump into the extra deck now. We can go on with those. We are playing the one Relinquished Anima, sorry. The Relinquished Anima is here for your level 1 to go into. You can steal your opponent's monsters, but it's mainly here for the going into the Inari by using this and the level 4 lower fire. Then for our 2s, we're playing the one IP Masquerena, the one Little Knight, the one Hida, the one Phoenix, and the one Sunlight Wolf. Kind of self-explanatory for all of these. You can only summon fires when you have that Promethean Princess on the field. So you have a lot of Link 2s that are fires, but then you do have your removal as well as the IP to get lots of fun stuff going there for you. Then we're playing the one Promethean Princess. A lot of people are playing 2, like when it comes to like the Snake Eyes, pure Snake Eyes or Snake Eyes Fire King. 1 is just fine for us. Then for our 4s, we're playing the one Raging Phoenix, the one Ambler Whale, the one Appaloosa, and the one Zolantis. These are just our Link 4s. You can kind of use these to FTK if you want. You can also play the Exos Talker and the Selene if you want to. These are kind of interchangeable with those. These two are kind of mainstays in the deck. And then the one Typhon, this is just here in case we need to have some kind of removal and just stop all of their high attack monsters. And then our synchros for the deck, we're playing the one Formula Synchron. This will get you that draw, but it's going to be used with a level 1 and then your Jet Synchron. We got the one Omega, that's for the Kashtira Fenrir plus the Jet Synchron, if you want to go that route. But you're going to be like special summon the Fenrir, normal summon the Jet if you have it that way, or the 1-for-1, and then go into this, banish, and then have a level 1 on the field, and then discard a monster or a card in general, I believe, and then switch them back to the Jet to go in this. But that's going to be used with the Emperor and then the Flamebird, I believe, is both Blade. And then the last monster in the extra deck is going to be the Bastille Dissipator. You are going to be unless they have banished monsters on their side of the field, you're only going to be using the effect of the banishment of your field, but you're going to be shuffling it into your deck to destroy it. So you're not going to be negating this or with their stuff, but it's a nice disruption to being able to shuffle back any of your stuff that you want to that might be banished to be able to pop a card. So that is the entire deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, 50 cards in the main, 15 in the extra. Fed deck is whatever you want, but hopefully you guys enjoyed today's deck profile. Stay tuned. On Thursday we're going to be doing a combo video and then some test stands just to kind of see what we can do with the deck. I'm going to have a calculator out with us so we can kind of calculate the life points as well along with it. See if we can get to that FTK. That's all I've got for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell on the way there, because all your support is greatly appreciated. But that's all I've got for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this is Nate from the Script Academy, signing off for now. Peace out.